On Alabama's dumbest demon. I'm down. We on some gangster shit.
Man, so you pretty much immune to getting this like that didn't really phase you. You didn't think about it.
You in big trouble. Boy, your is in big trouble. You know you in big trouble. You so I can't come to the city, you know you're in big trouble on big dog. Yeah. And I'm gonna keep my spirit for real. Don't play with me on really like that. Don't play with me on really like that.
Welcome back to another episode of Swamp Stories.
How you doing?
For this one, we dive into one of the craziest ones I've ever covered. I know I say it before every video, but this one is actually beyond comprehension. From family betrayal, friends crossing friends, rap beef, and so much more. We follow the entire life story of easily hip-hop's biggest goon. And I promise you, everything in this video will absolutely blow your mind.
Hip-hop's
This one is
biggest goon.
crazy, but before we get into it, let me run the intro.
Run that bit.
Story begins in Mobile, Alabama, a place you've probably never heard of and have definitely never been to. But despite it being relatively unknown, it's actually a very historical city that should be taught in schools. And for that reason, we start off with some much needed and very important history.
What?
For those who are unfamiliar, the Atlantic slave trade was made illegal in 1808 by the United States government. This meant that slaves could no longer be imported to the country, a very monumental moment in history. But despite this great progress, many slave owners in Alabama decided to completely disregard the law. So for 52 years, illegal slave ships were still arriving to the port of Mobile. Thankfully though, in 1860, the United States government finally decided to crack down. They successfully captured the very last slave ship to ever approach US soil. And after seizing it, they took the 110 captives and dropped them off in North Mobile.
110?
They were essentially given a plot of land called Africatown, and they were told to figure it out. This is what makes it so unique and interesting. Over the next 100 years, they basically created their own community and even spoke their own language at home.
Wow.
And with very little outside interaction, they built their own homes, schools, restaurants, and many businesses.
What is that language?
Yes, it was a very poor community, but the important part is that they owned and built everything they had. And if you know anything about economics, you know that ownership is the only way to a successful community. I say that to say that the potential was there, but sadly it wouldn't be there for long. In the 1950s, the United States government introduced a controversial plan called urban renewal. Essentially, they designated certain areas as decaying and used this to seize all of the property. Obviously, this is a violation of property rights and the Constitution, but back then it wasn't seen that way. So they went to various neighborhoods across the country and pretty much bulldozed them to the ground.
Whoa.
Whether it was the Fillmore in San Francisco, the 7th Ward in New Orleans, or Mobile, Alabama, they pretty much went to a bunch of neighborhoods and destroyed them. And by the end of the 1950s, over 75% of Africatown was completely demolished.
That's crazy.
The community sadly had to watch everything they built be torn to the ground. The deep history and cornerstones of the community were now replaced by endless public housing. And on top of this, they even changed the neighborhood's name from Africatown to the Happy Hills. Like, damn, we can't even keep the name? Well, to
That's
me,
tough.
urban renewal is one of the biggest stains in American history as it destroyed so many communities. It essentially turned homeowners and business owners to welfare recipients overnight, and as you would expect, the government did not take care of what they replaced it with.
That's crazy.
The residents were exposed to broken ceilings, mold, and rodent-infested apartments, and on top of this, there were no local businesses left in the area. So as you would expect, this led to some bad consequences, and Happy Hills became an extremely rough and dangerous area. Unlike LA, where the hoods have two-story homes, manicured lawns, and palm trees, this right here is the real trenches. And in this environment, there's no squabbling enemies or catching DPs, it's straight cutthroat at all times. The smallest disagreements can go straight to lethal consequences, and there's no such thing as a fair fight. It's truly a sad circumstance, but it's been the way of life in Happy Hills
That's
for
the
quite some
motherfucking
time.
savages
Trust
shit.
me when I say that this environment is no joke, and that takes us to the early 1990s.
And we getting
During
close.
this period, Happy Hills had a local kingpin by the name of Honeykomb Jones. Honeykomb was known throughout
that Soulja Boy
Alabama as
headband.
a serious hustler in the streets of Mobile. but this would not be an easy journey for him as he was in and out of jail throughout the 90s.
Damn.
And with all these years in jail, he was leaving behind his bloodline, specifically a son born in 1994. This would be his son named Nishawn Jones, who's commonly known as Little Honeykomb.
Okay.
As you would expect, Little Honeykomb had a rough childhood coming up, with both parents in and out of prison and hopping from house to house. On top of this, he was raised in real poverty and always had to fend for himself. To many of us at home, this is beyond comprehension, but to Little Honeykomb, this was basically normal. This is because his friends, classmates, and families in the neighborhood were pretty much going through the same things. This is just the sad reality of growing up in Happy Hills.
That's crazy.
Well, now we focus entirely
so
on the
Happy
life
Hills,
of
huh?
Nishawn Little Honeykomb Jones.
Let's get to it.
Growing up, Nishawn had two best friends from the neighborhood who he rolled with every day. These
Alright.
would be Ladarius Moore, also known as Stank, and Dedrick Thomas, also known as Dead.
Bet.
According to people close to them, Honeykomb was Thomas, also known as Dead.
Dedrick Thomas.
According to
Dead.
people close
Cool.
to them, Honeykomb was always the leader of the group and was also the wildest too. He wasn't necessarily mean or aggressive, but he loved to test people's limits. And because of this, he was constantly
Instigating
getting in
ass nigga.
trouble at school, and he was also arrested at a very young age. Specifically, at 10 years old, he decided to break in rooms to go and ride around with go-karts with his friends.
Oh, that's pretty lit.
He knocked over a bunch of items, and police came to arrest him within 15 minutes.
No,
But due
these
to his
just
age,
kids.
all police could do was take him home to his parents to be disciplined. But here's the problem. Nishawn's
bad.
father had recently been sentenced to 20 years in prison, and his mother was in jail as well. So police had to take him to his aunt on his dad's side, which wasn't exactly the best environment. In fact, it may have been the worst possible place for him, so let me break it down.
How do you find all this shit
When
out?
Big Honeykomb went to prison, money in the family pretty much dried up. I mean, it wasn't like they were balling beforehand, but now it was really, really bad. So in order to put food on the table, Big Honeykomb decided to keep running his organization from behind bars. And in order for this to work, he elected certain family members to run everything for him on the streets. One of these family members would be his nephew, who he put in charge of keeping track of the money. This nephew is his sister's son, which is the family who adopted Nishawn when he went off to prison.
Uh-oh.
So as you would imagine, keeping the money in the family and close to his son was the best option overall. But still though, trusting a poor teenager from the projects with thousands of dollars is always a risky move. Like, hey, I know I'm your nephew, but I gotta eat too. So it was only a matter of time before things went wrong. After just a few months, Big Honeykomb started to believe that his nephew was pocketing the money. He was pissed, feeling betrayed, and he wanted to do something about it. In
This is
his
where Little
mind,
Honeykomb
even though
comes
it's
in.
his nephew, disloyalty is always unforgivable. So believe it or not, he allegedly calls up one of his goons in Mobile and tells him to put in work. Now, who is this goon, you might be wondering? Well, this would be none other than his 13-year-old son, Nishawn Little
13?
Honeykomb Jones.
You know, Pop said run it, so you gotta do it. You know, and just do it. You know, it's done. You know, I really does it.
So a 13-year-old Honeykomb decides to hop off the porch for his pops. And
No
here's how it
way.
goes.
No
He's
fucking
hanging with
way.
his friends in Happy Hills, and he somehow gets his hands on a Blake. He then starts walking to his aunt's house in Plateau looking for his cousin. Because he's a leader, all his friends tag along with him with no idea what he's about to do. He then finds his cousin outside with his squad, and he decides to walk right up to him. His cousin thinks he's about to dap him up, and he has no idea what's about to go down. And in front of everyone, Honeykomb whips out and makes a wild decision.
No way.
Everyone is shocked, and Honeykomb and his friends run back to Happy Hills. He assumes that his cousin is dead, and this is when reality kicks in. What in the world did I just do? Did I really just claim the life of my own cousin? And now that I did this, my aunt will probably be pissed, so where can I even sleep? And on top of all this, if I get arrested, I'll never see the light again. As a last resort,
I'm outta here,
Honeykomb
man.
decides to make a run for it.
Gotta
So
go,
at
man.
13 years old, he goes on the run hiding from both his aunt's family and the police. We don't know the specifics, but somehow he fends for himself for months on end. Wow, this is crazy, and I don't think I've seen anything like it.
13-year-old
When I was
murked his
13, I was
cousin?
too scared to take public
Bro, what is going
transportation,
on?
Nonetheless, survive on my own while ducking police. Oh, and I've never
13?
had my father ask me to eliminate my own cousin. So
Bro, my boy 13 and he went to go take the hunter exam for real. This nigga gone. He's gone.
before you
But he-
demonize
he's
Little
gone, killed his
Honeykomb,
cousin.
you have to put yourself in his shoes. Like at 13 years old, you'll literally
kill
do
him.
anything for your father. On top of this, he
Yeah,
says
he
that
kill
he
him.
never really wanted to do it and even regrets it to this day.
Paralyzed my own cousin. Took a hit from
Paralyzed.
a pop. Like, I was young then, though. Like, right now, I don't know if I still do that again. Because I still with Buzz. It was just a misunderstanding. But, you know, I would have thought better about it. But I was young. Then my dad was telling me to run it. So, you know, dad is telling me to run it. You know, finna run it. You know how that go.
You can even see it in his face that he really regrets doing it.
Whoa, wait. You shot your cousin?
Yeah, yeah.
Like on accident?
Nah, like on purpose. Him and my dad, some shit with him and my dad, you know. Some money came up missing with my dad.
As crazy as this already is, while Honeykomb was on the run, more tragedy would strike in his family.
No, his parents. Don't tell me.
November 1st, 2007. Little Honeykomb happens to have an older cousin in the neighborhood named Robert Lucas, also known as Slick. Well, on this afternoon, Slick and his friends happened to be named Robert Lucas, also known as Little Honeykomb happens to have an older cousin in the neighborhood named Robert Lucas, also known as Slick. Well, on this afternoon, Slick and his friends happened to be hanging out in the Josephine Allen projects like any other day.
Right.
They're standing around laughing and playing music in the parking lot. The commotion pisses off one of the neighbors in the projects and she decides to call 911. She tells police that there's a group of young men hanging outside selling illicit products.
Uh-oh.
So at 5 p.m. a Mobile sheriff named Paul Birch pulls up to the projects. Slick notices him rolling through and he decides to turn around and sprint. This is because he believes the officer is there to serve a warrant on him, but that's simply not the case. Either way, his decision to run does not serve him well. When the officer notices Slick running away, he decides to get out of his car and go chase him. He chases him through the projects, and that's when Slick trips and falls on his face. Because of this, the officer catches up to him and decides to draw down. Unfortunately, the situation ends in the worst way possible. Slick gets hit twice in the back, twice in the shoulder, and twice in the chest.
No way.
And sadly, he wouldn't make it after being rushed to the hospital.
Damn, Slick.
Obviously, it was a tragic situation, but it was also controversial. The witnesses believed that Officer Paul Birch was not justified in his actions.
Yeah, fuck the police.
They all rallied to get him arrested, but nothing came of it.
Wow.
This is because the officer stated that Slick pointed a blick at him while he was falling, and because of this, he had to do what he had to do to survive. The sheriff and the district attorney agreed, so they both declined to charge him.
Wow.
The entire Happy Hills community was pissed. To them, it was a clear case of murder and they all decided to protest. So for days on end, the community gathered together and marched the streets of Mobile. This eventually caught the attention of the FBI and the Department of Justice, so they were forced to investigate. But here we are 17 years later and no charges were ever brought to the table. And on top of this, Paul Birch is currently the elected sheriff of Mobile County.
Wow.
Sheriff-elect Paul Birch sworn in today and is now sheriff of Mobile County. The swearing-in got underway around 4 at the Crown Hall on Dolphin Street. Sheriff-elect Birch is replacing retiring Sheriff Sam Cochran.
Honeykomb would post about Slick on Facebook, and his friends are not too happy about Paul Birch. Drama, and more drama in the life of little Honeykomb Jones. After being on the run for numerous months, he finally decides to return home. Quickly though, right after his 14th birthday, he's arrested by Mobile County sheriffs. He was in for some potentially serious time, but thankfully the judge was lenient and only gave him 3 years. So from ages 14 to 17, he spent his every day and night in the Strickland Youth Center. Although it may sound miserable, for many youth offenders it's actually a very positive experience. Firstly, their living experience in the youth center may be better than it ever was growing up. But more importantly, as Charleston White explains it, it can provide structure and discipline that they've never had before.
But if you put them in any kind of institution, any kind of structured environment, structured program, they will flourish. They flourish in a structured environment.
But unfortunately, after they're done with their sentence, they're often thrown right back to the environment that got them there. And this often entails running with the same friends that they used to run with. For little Honeykomb, he was thrown right back into chaos. With both parents locked up and an aunt who hates him for paralyzing her son, you can only imagine. So after being released at 17, he moved in with his grandparents in the heart of Happy Hills. And as you would expect, he went right back to hanging with his day one friends in the hood. As kids, Honeykomb was always the bad one in the group, but now that they were grown, they were all on the same timing. With young Honeykomb, Det, and Stank walking the streets, you never knew what could go down. And sometimes bad situations could occur at any time and for any reason. That takes us to December 12th, 2011.
Damn.
It's a chilly winter dawn and Honeykomb and Dad are walking through the neighborhood with nothing to do. So at 5:45, they decide to head to the community rec center.
Okay.
As they're walking down Center Street, Dad notices a random man standing by his car. So for whatever reason, he walks up to the man and sparks a conversation. Honeykomb thinks Dad's just being friendly, but actually he has other plans on his mind. So Honeykomb stands back as Dad and the man are having a conversation by his car. Then in the middle of the conversation, Dad whips out a blicky and says, "Run me your pockets." The man is hesitant and is slowly fumbling around, and that's when Dad runs out of patience.
Damn.
After hitting him once in the shoulder, he begins to run through his pockets. He then discovers that the man has nothing, so he and Honeykomb run their separate ways.
That's fucking wild.
Thankfully, the man survives after being rushed to the hospital. And while he's recovering, police show up to what survives after being
Yeezys on? What the hell? Why they allowed to wear
rushed to the hospital?
What the fuck? Why they got Yeezys on? This is some fake.
And while he's recovering, police show up to ask him some questions. Who did this? What do they look like? And what were they wearing? And for whatever reason, the man gives them a simple description. It was 2 young teenagers from the neighborhood, and that's all I know. Believe it or not, Honeykomb's reputation was already so bad that police instantly thought it was him.
Damn.
So after finding his whereabouts, they instantly decided that he was a suspect.
Damn,
that's cold.
That is
The
crazy.
next day, Honeykomb's grandparents would get a knock on the door, and here we are again. Honeykomb is arrested for first-degree robbery and assault with a deadly weapon. After being taken in for questioning, police pretty much offered him an easy way out. "We know you weren't alone when this happened, so give us up who you were with and we'll let you go." Most teenagers in this situation would start squealing like Master Splinter or singing like Alicia Keys.
But not Honeykomb.
Honeykomb was already tougher
He's a
than nails
real
and realer than
street
so he decided to not say a word. So as a result, the teenager was facing a long time in prison for something that he didn't do. He was willing to take it on the chin to stick to the street code and to stay loyal to his day one homie.
He a real one.
Well, fast forward a few months and it's Honeykomb's first official court appearance on March 4th, 2012. During the hearing, the prosecutors try to get him to implicate on his friend once again, but he refuses to do so. He decides to remain solid while Dad is back home hoping he doesn't squeal on him.
That's crazy.
So when Dad gets word that Honeykomb stayed solid, he decides to go shoot some dice to celebrate.
That's my dog.
It's 7:30 p.m. on Selmer Street in Happy Hills. Everyone is outside on the block while Dad is on the porch in a dice game. During the dice game, an OG named Anthony Jenkins gets upset. He tells Dad that he owes him $5 for losing and he gets in his face.
$5. I need my $5, Cuddy. You never know what's gonna happen, bro, every day. These niggas really living an anime lifestyle, bro. This is crazy. They got all... You don't know, they got all type of side quests with all these fucking characters and shit like that. And these are niggas that they grew up with in the same neighborhood.
Dad refuses to hand over the $5 bill, and that's when Anthony gets extra heated. He whips out a blick from his waistline and makes a terrible...
Bro, how do they got money for all these guns and bullets, but they don't got $5? What's going on?
decision.
Damn. Not my boy, Dad. Oh.
Yet another devastating
Well, now you can
loss
say
for
he did it.
Honeykomb and the whole Happy Hills.
Now give
Dad
it
was
up.
only 17 and lost his life to a 40-year-old over a $5 dice game.
Oh my
and
God.
Here's the craziest part. Anthony was let out on a $2,500 bond.
What?
Meaning that he posted $250 and went right back home to Happy Hills. Putting not only his life, but $150 let out on a
Has been out on the murder charge more than 2 years. The charge stems from
$500 bond, meaning that he posted $250 and went right back home to Happy Hills, putting not only his life but everyone else in the area's life in jeopardy as well. Man, Mobile is really something
How
else.
they know
From
he shot him?
questionable police activity to judges making blatantly dangerous decisions. It all just seems like a trap. For Honeykomb, he was absolutely devastated by the news of his best friend passing.
Damn.
He was already facing a decade in prison, so
Because of
losing
him.
his best friend only added to his problem.
I'd be hot too.
I mean, I can't even imagine being in a jail cell for something I didn't do and then receiving this kind of news.
Be like, bitch,
But on
what
the
I do
other
this
hand,
for?
it did bring an interesting scenario to the table.
Snitch on him.
Now that debt was
Snitch
gone,
on him.
Honeykomb
Tell
could
on him.
potentially say that it was him who did the robbery.
Do the
To
T.I.
many guys like Gangsta Williams, this is a no-brainer, but to Honeykomb, he would never go against the code of the street.
What?
So instead,
So how do
he
we
took his
know?
lick and decided to go for a 4-year plea deal in Alabama prison. Although
What a
this may
real
sound like a
street
good
nigga, man.
deal, his
That's a
time in
real
prison
street
was no joke.
nigga.
In fact, he describes horrible conditions in the facility and even says that he could only shower once every 3 days.
Oh,
You took a bath every 3 days?
Yeah, every 3 days on blood. But you know, it probably been like go a day, then skip a day. But then it be so much going on, like they might hit some in the cold and get into a fight. They won't even let her take none, you know. They'll just handle her up for real. Like that's what they got going on now.
So how do you keep your hygiene up? Like, do they give you deodorant, or is there certain
Fuck
things
no.
you got to do to keep, your body right from smelling a certain way?
Water now. I used to bathe in the sink and shit. You know, I ain't tripping. I ain't fucked up about it.
Like, none of that made you like go insane at all at a period of time?
Nah, I got mad a lot of times, but only reason I was getting mad, it wasn't about me being in the cell. It was about me not taking a shower. When I really wanted to take a shower, and them would be like, nah, y'all can't take nothing today, the jail on lockdown. And they be like the third day.
He was willingly sustaining these horrible conditions all because he wouldn't tell on his friend. Definitely couldn't be me, but I do respect him for sticking to his code.
that's a real
Sadly, while he was enduring these horrible conditions,
It gets
he would
worse.
also lose some family
Who got
members
Tim's
on the
in
streets.
jail? I don't want to be his celly.
On June 16th, 2013, his cousins Tyvone and Timberly Jones would lose their life in a car accident in Happy Hills. These two are forever remembered in the neighborhood, and many people have them tatted in commemoration. But this was yet more losses for Honeykomb to deal with while sitting in a disgusting prison. But if anyone in the world could shoulder these blows, it would be Mr. Little Honeykomb Jones.
Get him,
Well, now we
Honeykomb.
move on to December of 2015, when Little Honeykomb is finally released.
Little
When Honeykomb gets
Jones.
home, all he wants to do is turn his life around.
Really?
The streets cause nothing but devastation in prison time, so it's definitely time for something new. So for fun, Honeykomb hops in the studio and quickly realizes that he's actually a talented rapper.
This is for copyright purposes.
He figures that this
Yeah.
may possibly be his ticket out of the hood. On top of this, while he was in prison, some of his childhood friends were seeing success away from the streets. Firstly, his friend and Happy Hills native Jaquaski Tart was drafted by the 49ers.
Wow.
In 2015
That boy made it out.
The San Francisco 49ers select Jaworski Tart, defensive back, Sanford.
Jaquaski was giving hope to everyone he grew up with and was also giving back to the community.
Me growing up in this city, I experienced a lot growing up, and I just know what a lot of kids, I can relate to what a lot of kids been going through, and I just hope they get out.
But believe it or not, Jaquaski was not the only success story at the time. Another childhood friend of Honeykomb was becoming a successful rapper in California. This would be Happy Hills / Sacramento's own OMB Peasy.
What?
But Peasy wasn't the only rapper, as his childhood friends Rollo Rodriguez and No Cap were seeing success as well. Not to mention that
No
Det's
Cap.
little brother Trey Baby was doing local comedy shows. The point is that the small city of Mobile was seeing a shining light, and Honeykomb knew that if they could do it, he could too. So he started dedicating himself to rapping, and it took off right away. Under the rap name Honeykomb Brazy, he was cultivating some underground buzz. Could this be the way that he finally turns his life around?
Right.
Well, I don't know what you expected, but now we head to February 1st, 2016.
Damn.
It's a late Sunday afternoon, and Honeykomb heads to the Woodlands Apartments in the nearby suburb of Whistler. He's heading to a woman's apartment who happens to be the girlfriend of his best friend Stank. However, on this afternoon, Stank is at work, and Honeykomb doesn't tell him that he's pulling up.
What?
Obviously, this is suspicious, but Honeykomb claims that he's only going over there to collect some money and possibly spark up. But here's how it actually goes. At 7 o'clock, she lets him into the apartment, and they're doing whatever for over an hour. They think nothing of it, but then at 8 o'clock, they get a loud knock on the door. As it turns out, Stank gets home earlier than expected and sees Honeykomb's car in the driveway. At first, he's just confused why Honeykomb is there, but then after no one responds to the door, he begins getting suspicious. So he bangs harder on the door, and still nobody opens up. So now he's pissed, and he uses all his force to kick the door down. Boom, he storms in the living room, and right there is Honeykomb and his girlfriend. An argument starts as Stank aggressively questions his friend as to why he's at his girlfriend's apartment. Honeykomb responds by saying that he's only there to collect money and nothing shady is going on. Stank doesn't buy it, the two start tussling, and that's when Honeykomb whips out.
Damn! Damn!
What in the world just happened? At this moment, time completely freezes. Stank and Honeykomb were best friends from the sandbox. How in the world could this have happened? Firstly, why was Honeykomb really at her apartment? If he was really just there to collect some money, why would Stank have reacted like that? And secondly, was Stank really that much of a threat for Honeykomb to respond with his weapon? Lots of important questions that only Honeykomb can answer.
That was my home, but
That was your friend.
yeah, that was my partner. I love my partner. He just tripped that day, you feel me? It ain't nothing like that. You know, if I could take it back, I'd take it back.
Obviously, he sees it as a self-defense situation, and he also states that he never messed with a girl like that.
So you ain't even hit. You were just telling her. You know what I'm saying? You were just in her house type shit. You ain't
Yeah,
even.
about grandma, granddad, I ain't never her. On my dead little brother Myron, never up. You feel me? Really solid. It's just that how that happened.
Do you guys believe him or not?
Nope.
Let me know in the comments.
That nigga was beating Doonies down.
Either way, just days after the incident, Honeykomb was arrested for second-degree murder.
Real street nigga.
Typically in the South, this is considered self-defense, but when you flee the scene and fail to call 911, it is suspicious. So just months after getting out, the 22-year-old rapper was now facing life in prison. Now, the very start of a bright rap career was looking like the end of it. But Honeykomb fought the case for months trying to prove his innocence. And after a year of deliberation, the prosecution finally decided to drop the charges in favor of self-defense.
Wow.
This is because Stank wasn't on the lease of his girlfriend's apartment, meaning that it was considered a home invasion. So under Alabama's stand your ground law, Honeykomb was completely justified in his actions. Wow, this is
That's
a cold
crazy.
world, and I really
That's
feel bad for
crazy.
Stank's family. Overall,
That's
this was a
wild,
terrible situation,
man.
but what do you guys think? Was Honeykomb disloyal, and is what he did wrong?
That boy smoked his best
While
friend.
the loss of Stank had much bigger implications than Honeykomb ever imagined. For him, he wanted to chalk it up to the streets and just leave it as an unfortunate situation.
Real street nigga.
He saw Stank
Real
as a
street
brother and
nigga.
truly wishes it never went down like this. But to Stank's friends and family, what Honeykomb did was completely unforgivable. Firstly, linking with his girl behind his back, and then resorting to claiming his life. So while Honeykomb was in jail fighting his case, Stank's family was plotting for revenge if he ever got out. In fact, they were making everyone on the streets take a side. You're either rocking with us or you're rocking with him, but there's no in between. So when Honeykomb was released from jail, he quickly realized
That nigga started a gang war. Damn, we're not even halfway through this shit.
who was on his side and who wasn't. And what he started to realize is that a lot of people who used to be close to him were no longer on his side. Now, what if I told you that it wasn't for moral reasons, like they didn't leave his side because of what he did to Stank, and instead they chose the other side for a completely different reason? It's because Stank's family is no ordinary family. In particular, Stank had an uncle by the name of Darren Southall, also known as DD. And this guy is easily the most feared man in Mobile history.
Oh, shit.
So actually, we'll have to dive into his story. Sorry, we'll get back to
Oh,
that beat in a
fuck.
second. Darren grew up in Happy Hills and was always known as a serious
There's
hustler.
so
in the
much
streets.
lore to this.
And in the 1990s, he was able to turn his hustling
Nigga, why is there so many people in this movie?
ways into a major organization. It was known locally as Darren Southall Distribution, but it was pretty much the BMF of the South. And no, I'm not exaggerating, because it's estimated that he was sitting on $24 million
What?
cash. With this kind
Why
of
did they
money, he
move?
could pretty much call any shot he wants to in the whole southern United States. And because of this, he was extremely feared in Mobile, even to the point where he was allowed to snitch. No, seriously, listen to this. DD successfully operated under the radar until 2001, when the state government began investigating him. He had numerous mansions and supercars throughout the state, but his tax returns didn't show much income. None of it was adding up, so they decided to look into his operations, and here is what they found. They discovered his distribution and the music label he was using to launder his money. So as a result, in 2003, his entire operation was taken down, and he was looking at 30 plus years in prison.
Woo! That's a long time. It's a long time.
Everyone in Mobile thought the street legend was cooked, but Didi had other plans on his mind.
Why'd they give him
He
the wig?
decided to tell on 2 of his co-defendants and give up the music label that was laundering his money. In return, his sentence was reduced to a couple years, and he was back in Mobile in no time.
That boy really told.
He's still known as one of the biggest rats in history, but for whatever reason, Mobile just didn't care. He actually went right back to the hood and rebuilt his distribution from the ground up.
Wow.
You might be thinking, how is this possible? But I'm trying to tell you that in the South, nobody cares that you snitched if you have money or you're feared. So after some years of rebuilding his major distribution, Didi became the king of Mobile once again.
Times 2.
According to some, a rat was running the city. I'm
Damn.
not exaggerating when I say that Didi was like royalty in Happy Hills, as nobody would dare to go against him or ever touch him. For example, look at this picture of him and Honeykomb back in the day. They used to be locked in, but after he claimed the life of his nephew Stank, Didi wanted all the smoke. He didn't want to hear any excuses, and he was not willing to negotiate. And because he had all of the money and power, most of Mobile decided to take his side.
24 million is a lot
and
of
not
money.
to mention that there was allegedly a 7-figure bounty on Honeykomb's head. This
Damn.
obviously put Honeykomb
Damn. $1 million, bro?
at a major disadvantage.
That boy loved his nephew. W uncle, bro. That's a W uncle right there, boy. He said, you kill my nephew, we gonna find you.
Especially because he never knew who was willing to cross him. Like if any of Honeykomb's friends wanted to collect Didi's bag, it was pretty much over for him. So in order to protect himself, he was forced to draw serious lines in the sand. You're either rocking with me or going over there, but I cannot have snakes in my circle.
He could move.
Because of this, he now had to be very careful who he was hanging with and where he was going.
Alright, I'm gonna hop on. I'm just eating right now. Alright. Real nigga for life. Real street nickel. That's so crazy. Let's see it. I love it. I mean, I don't, but I just want to see what happens. Real nigga for life. Here we go. This is first day of war. This is Normandy. This is D-Day right here. This nigga could have just moved somewhere else. Bro, just days. This nigga did not have his head on a swivel. What happened to RNF? What happened to RN4L? They're supposed to ready to die for him. What? How'd they get to this nigga? No, less than a week. Boy, the other side is up 1 million right now. They're easily winning. Let's keep score. That's a 0.5 because they almost did it. Damn. Bro, he was in a coma longer than he was out of jail. They got to that nigga, man. Oh. But Honeykomb is a real street. You sleeping? He said, boy, I was sleeping like Martin Luther King. I had a dream. Damn. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Woo. Shout out Rollo. Free Rollo. How is there still more? Free Rollo. Oh my gosh, we have another backstory thing. Oh my gosh. They was on that boy. Leaving the. They're going to Sacramento. Oh my gosh, with a lot of stuff. Located 520 pounds blank wrapping paper in the rear of the van. 25. What is that? Weed? Coke? It's got to be weed. No. Free Rollo. He went home. Oh my God. Got him his ass. Oh! Whoa! Hey yo! $15. Damn. What? Oh! That's crazy. He has any more friends? Yeah, those are all his friends. Oh. No, not Trey, baby. The comedian? What? Wow. That's crazy. Bro, the ops are up something serious on them, bro. He's in jail with his daddy. Oh. How is he tweeting? Oh my God. This nigga's lawyer's going crazy, bro. This nigga got some nice lawyers. That's a Louis Vuitton shirt. That's clean. Oh, that's a good son, man. He missed his daddy. Oh, man. Where's his mom? Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. To die. What he needs felons and guns, bro. He can't stay in Alabama without felons and guns. That's not right. Fuck that, nigga. Break the rules. Or risking your life. Nigga, send me back to jail. Damn. That's tough. Bro, it's the same year. Okay, that's smart. That's smart. It's not that long of a drive. What a good day. What? 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 Why? Why would you do this? You of all people? He's inviting people to just come show up for... Nigga, they gonna take more than that Laker jersey, boy. Oh my, bro, the ops are speeding down the fucking highway. They ain't got there in fucking an hour and a half, I guarantee it. Oh no, that's more than enough time. Don't you think they got demons on the way? Somebody tell him he's on live. No one's in the live. Like, nigga, no. Who's in his live? What are these niggas? Who is his friends? No one thought this was a bad idea? $1 million? What? That's a real street nigga right there. If I ever seen one shot, don't take me to the hospital. They gonna fucking lock me up probably. I'm not supposed to be around guns or felons. Nigga, patch me up, cuz. Don't take me to no fucking hospital, nigga. Watch a YouTube video. Yeah, because he was around guns and felons. No, he want to get it back in blood, bro. The ops are up something serious. This nigga got shot at least 9 times already, bro. At least, bro. He could have been shot. I'm thinking he's probably at 10. What? Bro is asking for it. Bro, the ops are fuming that this nigga is still alive, bro. They're still in the fucking vicinity, bro. Why would you do that? You must have been on Southside Brazy. Go back to mobile. No. Michael Ray. Nigga, leave. Let's see what the people are talking about. What the fuck? Why would you post this? Oh, he's posting guns and felons. Those are props, chat. That's a W water gun. W water gun, chat. He's shooting a music video, chat. Get off live. End this, Comb. Who snitched on me? Who told them? Who told the police? You idiot. If you paid them niggas, get your money back. They was unsuccessful. RN for L. Everybody. It's a scientific fact. Y'all some fuck niggas. Said it's a scientific fact that y'all a fuck nigga. Bro, this nigga does not make the brightest decisions sometimes. And this man has God on his side, bro. Bro, this man has God on his side, bro. This nigga's been a murderer since he's 13. Been shot in the head. Wow. Oh my God. It's over. It's over now, please. Come on. No. Bro, this is just a month later. There's so much. He talks so much. You would think this is like so much time has passed. Nigga, the last thing was in November. Nigga, he just got shot in November. This is December. Oh, who is this? Is this the homie? Yeah. R.I.P. Tykia. He was RN for L. He gotta go for real, for real. Drip. I'm trying to get that mic, chat. Like, actually, it's a Newman TLM 103. What? 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 December, January, 2 months. Wednesday evening. No way. No. Oh no. Oh. What the fuck? Damn, bro. That's fucking crazy, bro. Oh my God, bro. Oh. Nigga, 6:30. That should happen at 6:30, bro. That his aunt? That his mom? Yeah, it's his aunt. Wow. 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 This is directly because of you. You know, this is tough, bro. These niggas are savages, bro. Bro, Honeykomb and them is down terrible. Y'all gotta get y'all get back, bro. I'm going home, man. Grandma, fuck that. I'm taking the first flight back. We going out John Wick style. I'm finding everybody. Grandma, fuck that, bro. Man, fuck this rap shit. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Oh. Oh. Jesus Christ. They trying to get to that boy. Bro, why would his mom still live there? Wow. Oh. They shot it up again. Damn. 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 That's crazy. Damn, bro. That is crazy, bro. That's fucking wild, bro. Nigga, they assassinated his grandparents. They shooting up his mama house every other Sunday. Boy, this is tough. Whoa. Oh. Oh. Bro has guns. Bro has felons. Yes, those are all props. That is crazy. Why would you have a gun? Oh! That's crazy. That's it? Oh. Bro, 15. That's a long time. That's a long time, bro. 15 is a long time. And he's hooping, though. It's probably the safest environment he's ever been in, bro. Except for maybe a little bit in Houston. Whoo. Wow. Drugs. Whoo. Yeah, he went back to his old ways. Damn. Ooh, that's a real scream, nigga. If I ever seen one, chat. That's a real scream, nigga. He said, hold on, just leave that door open. And you put your Cash App right there, you gonna wake up a very happy man. How much? 2 million. If you a guard, how much is it gonna take for them to bribe you? For him, 24 million? Bro, break me off 2. You be alright. Break me off 2 M's. You be alright. I'll leave this door open, nigga. Nigga, I'll call you a taxi. I'll call you a Uber outside. Nigga, give me that. Get 2 M's. I'll walk you up out this bitch my damn self, nigga. I'll fight a cop, nigga. What a real street nigga. Kingpin escapes. Reputed drug kingpin. You ain't got, bro, 40 years, you ain't got a choice, nigga. I'm doing the dash too. I don't give a damn. That's a smart decision for me. That nigga already old as shit, man. You think he's gonna live another 40 years? He was already 40 at the beginning of the video, wasn't he? I don't know how old he is, chat. But, I mean, fuck it. Throw some extra years on there, nigga. Bro, how you escape and let them just give you 5 years less, nigga? I'm going to Mexico. You got 24 M's? Nigga, I'm going to Mexico. Oh, how much? That's crazy. That nigga posing in his mugshot for murder. That's so sad. Okay. Yes, yes. No, man. What does this have to do with anything? Okay. Okay. So 2023. Oh, free the guys! Free the guys! 15, yeah, boy got out in 2023. They probably should have kept him in jail, but that's okay. Free the guys! Yes. Okay. This is great. Shout out to Honeykomb. He's a real street nigga. Okay. When was this? That's something to do with finesse 2 times? When's the date? Why? Wow. Uh-huh. It was brazy. Come on. Oh God. Please stop. Wow. One man army. Stop it. This man need to get off of live. What's up with rappers and live? But nope. Oh God. That's why they call him Brazy. Right. Oh. Damn. Mm-hmm. Oh! What? What? Bro, you talking all that shit about Jay Prince. Jay Prince was like, okay, I'll send you 2 very good bodyguards. Bro, that's the label fault, bro. They gotta do better, bro. I see why he was upset with the label, bro. They gotta do better, bro. These then they look like some street niggas, man. They don't look like no some fucking security guards. Oh, he's pissed. I know he's pissed. That's cold. This is bad. This is not good. That is crazy. This nigga waited until he got to jail before he started popping his shit, boy. And when he said, this nigga gonna be gone forever, fuck you! When he out, I be quiet. When he locked up, I be talking again. Then he didn't say shit 2 weeks ago. He was scared. He started beefing with his brother too. Distract everyone. If I was scared, he will always be looked at as a clown. Damn, Finesse, you going out like that? Yeah. That was insane. How he drop a song 3 months ago? Oh no, it's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. Well, they said he's in there until 2024. Bro, he got hoed, bro. He got hoed. Damn, yeah, they try to hold us and they hold him. This was a major hold. Bro, his bodyguards gotta say those were his guns. But, man, he can't even be around niggas with guns. Damn, bro. Let's hear this shit. You can't have guns. Okay. Okay. These were the freestyles that got him popping.